We welcome Pierre Robert to the tent. He's not doing his show here.
Good day.
But it's become a tradition for him to come down here on Friday.
Well, just to wrap things up, what was the first year? Do you remember the
total?
Well,
what year?
Well, the
1998.
first year and the total.
Yeah, 98 and 1 ton, and that was it.
And it was how many years with Y100 before you came to MMR?
That was 2004 was our final one at Y100.
Okay.
So that would have been 6, right? 6 Camp Out for Hunger's there, yeah.
So, what's been fascinating to me is how the whole production has grown. And what you were just speaking of is the moving parts. There's so many moving parts to this thing. When you walk around backstage, I just did a little video backstage, and even in this tent, the amount of pieces that have come together prove what an amazing production, how many moving parts there are. That are operated, however, by humans. And when you think about the very beginning of these two guys camping out in a beat-up RV with a couple of barrels, old oil barrels or whatever they were, that you had, you would burn fires in and hope that somebody would, bring a little food by, and people did, because you two are committed, and as are your team, Kathy and Casey and Marissa and Nick and Nick Murphy and the rest of your team. And what they prove, I think, is what you guys who come out and support them prove, is that each person makes a difference. I don't want anyone who hears this to ever think that you don't have an impact as a human being. If you brought 1 can of food, you might have saved a life. Think about that. If a friend of mine recently said, what difference have I made in this world? And I just read him the Riot Act. I said, you've done this and this and this and this and this. And I said, you have made a profound impact on this world. And he just passed away. He's not with us anymore. And I wanted him to know before he left this world what a gigantic impact he had on me alone, but on this whole other universe. One of the saddest things I think that we can have in this life is when you think you don't make a difference. If you helped out, if you even thought about helping out, you've made a difference. And if you didn't do it here, maybe you'll do it in some other way in your world in some way. It doesn't have to be to a charity. It could just be helping someone do something, and in this crazy divided world, who can't agree to come together on feeding people? Everybody, like music brings everybody together, music brings everybody together, and the amount of people that come together to make this thing happen from its most humble roots to what it's grown into is just phenomenal. Then if you add in the crazy couple of years we've had with COVID and everything else, it's much better this year, and I predict next year, as you guys have said, we're going to be back to a full 100% production. I think we're finally getting there, but it's been a rough couple of years. But we're doing it. You got to stay positive. You have to have commitment. And what these two gentlemen and their amazing team have shown is that you can have that commitment. Pick a cause. If this is not it, find something that moves you. Get involved. Get out and see if, as Bill Weston says, you can't put Philly first. Think globally, but act locally. Anything you can do to lift up your world or the people in it is helping make a difference. So to those of you who have, to the giant companies, but to those 2 kids you were just talking about that had the little camp out in their driveway, to a little girl who was 4 years old who came by yesterday and had brought 100 pounds of food because she went around her neighborhood and asked these people to give some cans of food, and it came out to 100 pounds of food. That makes a difference. That saved lives. And who knows what those lives that are saved by this are going to go on to create. Maybe peace in the world.
Yeah!
I don't know. But let's go for that. And so with that in mind, yes.
Fanfare for the common man.
I like it. Because each and every one of us makes the difference. And that's what it's all about. And I worship these guys. I love them so much, and their team. They do so much. So with that in mind, I just thank you all for being a part of this. Whether you're with us here in the tent or not, you are with us. You're part of our family of MMR. 53 years going strong as a rock and roll radio station, live and local, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But people like this are what make it happen, or what makes it happen. And people like you who listen. So 1,000 thanks to you for doing that. And I give you, ladies and gentlemen, the most recent addition to the Radio Hall of Fame, Preston and Steve. Cheers.
Cheers, Pierre. Thank you, sir.
Very, very kind.